It's that time of year, Thanksgiving, where we get together with our families. And sometimes this time of year might trigger a little bit of something because there's a family member that just gets under your skin. Well, I have a challenge for any of you that has this going on over Thanksgiving. And that is, instead of avoiding this person or maybe talking behind this person's back or what have you, whatever you do to cope with somebody like this, is what if you made them the focal point of Thanksgiving this year and take the opportunity to listen and acknowledge them? You know, one of the things that I realize with loud and boisterous people is that if you really trace it back, a lot of times it's connected to the fact that they weren't really heard when they were kids. They didn't get a lot of support. Every time they said something, it fell by the wayside. They were never really acknowledged as kids. So they learned to cope with it the best way they could. And that's by being loud and obnoxious, because by being loud and obnoxious, guess what? You get heard, don't you? So, what if you took the opportunity to actually hear this person this year and acknowledge the person and maybe perhaps see what happens as a result of that? I know my experiences when I've done just that and that person really feels got and they really feel like I've listened, it really takes the tone of everything down. And what about that quiet person that might be sitting at your table? The one that really never says anything? Well, perhaps that they've never been brought into the conversation. Maybe they don't really know what to say in a big setting like that. Maybe there's just too much for them to take in, and that big dinner with all these people talking is almost really overwhelming. What could you do to invite them into the conversation, to bring them into the fun? Because I guarantee they'd like to be brought in, they just don't know how. So take the opportunity to look for these people in your family. If you have one already that you know, take the opportunity and the time to really just get to know them a little bit differently from a different place. Instead of a place where you're coming from, you know, disgust, see if you can come from a place of compassion and see if that will change things around in your Thanksgiving circle. So anyway, this is Adrienne Luban, helping men and women to create kick-ass lives. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.